everybody, it's Lance here with Sticky Fingers Bee Farm. Today I wanted to make this quick video and show you guys why I wax my plastic foundations and why I'm such a big fan of it. So let me grab one real quick for you on this other box I've got right here. So this is one of the foundations that we waxed last night. Whenever these things come from wherever you buy them, they come wax coated from the manufacturer, but it's really just this black piece of plastic. I mean, there is a little bit of wax on there, don't get me wrong. They're not lying per se, because they do put a little bit of wax on them, but they're not heavy wax coated by no means. And the problem you run into, I really like these plastic foundations. I think they're very durable. If you have any sort of wax moth problems, you end up not losing your foundation next year. I mean, yes, all the wax that they've built out is ruined. You've got to scrape all that down, but you've still got your foundation to start with the next year. So I really like these things. They hold up. They should hold up well in an extractor. The guys that I've seen using them, Mr. Ed at Jeff Horchoff of these, he uses these foundations, and he has a big operation. He wax coats his and everything else. So part of the problem you get, another part of the problem that you get if you don't wax these, it takes so long for these bees to build these out. Generally, you're probably looking at, and right now we're in a nectar flow. Blackberries are, they're flowing good. Privet's starting to bloom. We've got several sources of nectar. We've got the white clover everywhere. They can build these out just blank in about, I would say probably about 3 weeks if you didn't put any sort of wax on them, which is pretty good. But with your nectar flow, you've only got so much time. So you're really trying to get these things built out, get them packed full of honey. That way, you're able to produce as much honey as you possibly can. So I'm gonna take you guys with me on this just real quick. This box right here, I put on here last week. Yes, exactly 1 week. I put it on here last Thursday. I haven't opened this box yet today. I want y'all to see exactly what it looks like in here. Now, this is a 10 frame super. I only put 9 frames in mine because I like for them to build the wax out wide. Makes it easier for uncapping and all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna go through this top box with you really quick and just show you what they've done after a week. And this is just opposite. This is 1 week. I put this box on last week, this box on the week before, and this one on 3 weeks ago. So, well, let me show you real quick what we've got going on. Oh, also before I do that, one other thing that I don't like, if you don't wax these foundations, when you wax them and they've got a good start on here, they will pull everything out like they should. If you don't, what they tend to do is they will actually, instead of building wax incorporated with this foundation, they will build sort of off of the foundation. And that makes for a mess. I mean, if you start seeing that, you've got to just scrape it off and let them start over, essentially, because you start trying to put that in your extractor, it's just going to sling all apart. It's going to make a mess. So I really don't, I don't like that about it, which is another part of the reason why I also go ahead and wax. And the last thing is, I originally heard that it takes 8 pounds of honey for bees to produce 1 pound of wax. I recently heard that it was actually only 7. So 7 to 8 pounds of honey is what it takes for the bees to produce 1 pound of wax. Well, when you put this on here, they've already got something to start with as well. They'll take this wax, they'll chew it, they'll build it out. So one of these, if you've got one of these frames like this that's fully drawn out, packed full of honey, that frame is probably going to weigh about 5 to 6 pounds. So you start adding up the amount of honey that it takes for these bees to produce all this wax, you lose out on a portion of a honey crop. And just depending on where your area is, you may sell local honey anywhere from $7 to $10 a pound. You're looking at anywhere from, and that's what I do with mine, is I raise this honey to sell it. you're looking at anywhere from, you know, $49 to $70 loss per, you know, for each pound of honey that they have to eat to produce wax. So I just wanted to go over that real quick with you. I'm sorry, let me quit my rambling and I'm going to get in this box real quick. Alright, there's definitely bees in this top box. A little smoke. Alright, so after 1 week, this little end frame right here, now granted it's not built all the way out, by no means, but you can definitely see right here, I hope the camera picks it up, they have drawn this wax out and they are putting nectar in there. And this is after only 1 week, guys. Now, this next box in here has been in here 2 weeks. I'm actually going to pop this top one off and show you down in this next one as well. So there's one frame over on this side. Down here in the middle. This one down here in the middle. They haven't put any nectar in here yet, and it's not built out as much, but they have started pulling this this wax up. So they are definitely working on building it out. I mean, I'm really not seeing much right here. They haven't made it to these last 2 frames over here on this side yet. Generally they pull out, excuse me, they'll work from the middle to the outside edges. For some reason they've sort of decided to start over here on this side and work their way over here. So you've got about 7 of these frames in here that they have started on. Now they're not all as complete as what that first one was, but they are working on this, and they, you know, they've done pretty well for just a week, you know, for just a week's time. Also, we've had some pretty good rain this last couple of days, so they haven't had the opportunity to get out and go forage and do stuff like that. So that may be part of the reason why they haven't built it up as fast as they did this this box right here. This box, 1 week it was filled out completely. They had pretty much, it wasn't full of nectar, but it was pretty hefty with nectar. So, last week I had to go ahead and throw them another box on here, and they have done well building this out, just for the conditions that we had going on this week. I'm definitely happy with that. Next week, this box, I imagine, will be pretty much built out. Just gonna take and set this right here. It seemed like a lot of smoke, but most of it wasn't making it down in there. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna pull this frame out here from the edge, but then I want to show you one of these in the middle. This right here is pretty much capped. Lost that one. So now this is typically what you would expect an end frame to look like. It would be the last one that they would start working on. But they've got it most of the way drawn out. This over here in the corners, they still haven't pulled it out much at all yet. But they do have everything in the middle filled out. They're packing it full of nectar on both sides, what they have drawn out. All right. Just gonna ever so carefully. Right there. So I'm just going to ease it down right here. Try not to squish any of these old girls. Be real careful. Okay. Okay. Alright, so this is the very center frame. After 2 weeks, they have filled it full, and most of it, I know that they haven't completely capped everything. The camera may not pick this up very well, but this honey is pretty much ripe. They have started capping most of these cells. A few in the corner over here they haven't capped yet, but most of these cells they have started to pull wax on. I guarantee you if I took this and shook it, that nothing would fall out like, with what nectar would. I'm sure that they have dried this all the way down to honey. Alright guys, well that's all that I've got for you today. I just sort of wanted to go with you and show you why I like to wax my frames. I think that it helps the bees out a lot, and it helps us out as well to be able to get them to build comb correctly. That way you're not having to keep redoing this sort of stuff. Well, thank you guys for watching. Y'all take care, have a blessed day, and we will see y'all next time.